For 15 years, I believed my marriage to Hania was unshakable. We built a home, raised 2 kids, and shared dreams of growing old together. I worked endlessly, climbing the corporate ladder, thinking I was securing our future. But behind my back, Hania was crafting her own plans, ones that didn't include me. I had no idea she was seeing someone else, let alone that she was stealing from me. The woman I trusted more than anyone was draining our savings and selling family assets, all to finance the secret life she had built with her affair partner. It started small, missing transactions, unexplained credit card bills, and sudden withdrawals from our joint account. Hania always had clever excuses. "It's for the kids. It's a surprise. Don't worry, I'll handle it." I believed her, like the fool I was. But then came the shocking part. I found out. She had secretly mortgaged our vacation house without telling me. My hands trembled as I checked the papers. That's when I started digging deeper into our finances and discovered she had emptied almost everything. I couldn't believe it. Hania had chosen her affair partner over our entire family. His name was Samir, a gym trainer who lived off wealthy, lonely women. I found their messages hidden on an old tablet, and the words made me sick. They talked about running away together, buying a luxury apartment, and how I was too boring to ever notice. Samir encouraged her to steal more, to secure their future. I couldn't wrap my head around it. My wife, the mother of my children, had become a stranger. Rage burned inside me, but I forced myself to stay calm. This wasn't just betrayal. This was war, and I planned to win. I didn't confront Hania immediately. Instead, I contacted my lawyer, froze the remaining accounts, and quietly moved our most valuable assets into my name. Then I started collecting evidence, texts, emails, bank transfers, and voice notes. I even hired a private investigator to track their meetings. What he uncovered left me stunned. She had already transferred $180,000 to Samir over the past year. It wasn't just infidelity. It was calculated financial fraud. That's when I decided her punishment wouldn't just be emotional. It would be legal, financial, and absolute. Hania wouldn't just lose me. She'd lose everything. 2 weeks. Later, I told Hania I was planning a special surprise for our anniversary and booked a private dinner. She smiled like nothing was wrong, completely unaware of the storm approaching. I also invited a few guests, our lawyer, my accountant, and Samir's furious wife, whom I had secretly contacted. That evening, I acted calm, played the loving husband, and waited for the perfect moment. Halfway through dinner, I placed a folder on the table. Inside were the DNA results, bank statements, and photographs. Her smile disappeared instantly. That night, I flipped her entire world. Upside down, I didn't just confront her, I exposed her. In front of everyone, I read out her text to Samir, the stolen money transfers, and her secret plans to leave with him. The restaurant went silent as she sat frozen, tears streaming down her face. Samir tried to deny everything, but his wife had proof of her own. The confrontation turned explosive, and Hania stormed out, humiliated beyond repair. But this was just the beginning. I filed for divorce the next morning, attaching every piece of evidence. Hania thought she'd fooled me, but I had been 10 steps ahead. The court battle was brutal, but I was prepared. With undeniable proof of fraud, theft, and infidelity, my lawyer tore her defense apart. She walked in expecting alimony, half the assets and custody of the kids. She walked out with nothing. The judge granted me full custody, froze her accounts, and ordered her to repay every stolen dollar. Samir, on the other hand, faced charges for financial manipulation and fraud. Within weeks, both of them were drowning in legal trouble. My revenge wasn't loud or violent. It was cold, calculated, and devastating. I left no survivors. Hania's family turned against her. Friends stopped answering her calls. Samir abandoned her the moment his legal troubles escalated, leaving her broke and alone. The luxury life they had dreamed of together crumbled overnight. Meanwhile, I rebuilt my finances, strengthened my relationship with my kids, and focused on healing. but I didn't forgive. I wanted Hania to live every single day knowing she destroyed her family for a man who left her in ruins. Revenge wasn't just about destroying her plans, it was about ensuring she never forgot the cost of betraying someone who trusted her completely. A year later, my life looks nothing like it did before. I got promoted, invested wisely, and gave my kids the stability they deserved. Therapy helped me process the anger, but I'll never erase the scars she left. Hania, on the other hand, works 2 low-paying jobs just to survive. Every time she tries to contact me, I block her without hesitation. There's no room for forgiveness. She gambled our life, our kids' future, and everything I built. And she lost it all. In the end, I didn't just get revenge. I reclaimed my power. Last month, Hania showed up at my office begging for one more chance. She cried, apologized, and claimed Samir ruined her life. I looked her straight in the eye and said calmly, "No, Hania, you ruined your life." Then I walked away without another word. That was the ultimate revenge. Not anger, not shouting, but absolute indifference. I built a better life without her while she's left with nothing but regret. The woman who once thought she outsmarted me now lives in the shadow of her own choices. And I finally found my peace.